Okay, so ER diagram. Just we have learned about flow chart in C++. In the same way, ER diagram is something which is a visual representation of our tables of our database, so that we can understand what kind of data we are going to use and what is unnecessary there. Just like an example for my institute, right? So before creating any database, I would like to first analyze that what kind of details I want to store and how the table should be related to each other, so that it will be easy to evaluate the output in our web app or something, anything app. So how to create a tables collection of tables and make connection within them to easily retrieve data for these apps. So visual representation is always a very good thing, because it make us easy to understand, right? So what is ER diagram? ER diagram is a visual representation of data that describes how data is related to each other. What data? We already have discussed what data is. So let's say I want to create a school management software. So what is data? We have different entities, right? Entities like a student, like teacher, and much more. So ER diagram is basically visual representation of the entities data. Like if we have students like name, age, something like that, details. So these details are termed as data, right? And to visualize this in a visual representation form, we use ER diagram. So just take an example of this ER diagram. So this has a rectangle symbol, this rectangle, and this is a diagonal one. So what is this? So here the basic ER diagram, this ER diagram shows that create any website, and what does visitor do? Visitor visits our website. So this is a very basic ER diagram. This the motive of this diagram is only to show what relationship between a developer and a visitor has. Developer creates, whereas visitor visits our website. So what the common between these? This website, right? So this shows a relationship between visitor as well as developer, a relationship between them, right? And what does this relationship? The entity which is related to both of them is our website. And what developer does? It just create, and visitor just visit. So according to this, now I will decide what kind of data I want to store about developer and our visitor. For visitor and for developer, developer data I can store. Mostly I can store the name and what programming language he or she has used, right, to create this website, and how many days it take to create this website. And for visitors purpose, I can only store like name, their email address, right? So that in future if I want to send some kind of notification, I can use these all, right? And count is basically how many times the visitor has visited our website. So based on this simple ER diagram, we can analyze what kind of details we can store, right, and what the relationship between this visitor and developer has. So ER diagram is that. Okay, now the symbols and of ER diagram. Just in the case of flowchart, we have seen the symbols, basic symbols. In the same way, we are going to use this one. For entity, we are going to use a rectangle one. Entity. What is entity? Hello. Yeah, I have discussed and about entities in last class. Yeah, we can school. Yeah. So in case of a school is also an entity, and this entity has so many sub entities, right? Like student, teacher. So any object is termed as entity. These are all objects. These can be living thing or non-living thing both. But any object is termed as entity in database. Okay, so entity represents with this diagram, and now this diagonal. This diagonal shows relationship. Just in our previous example, we have seen that teacher and here student. So what the relationship between teacher and student has? Teacher teaches student. So teacher a relation, basically a relationship, and this relationship is represented by this diagonal symbol. Okay, now this circle, or you can say oval shape. What does this oval, this say attribute? What is attribute? Every entity has some properties, right? Like if we take an example of a student, it has some properties like name, age. These are termed as attribute, right? And these attribute are represented by this oval. Okay, now what is this weak entity? We are going to discuss this weak entity in next one, but for now you can just remember that weak entity is represented by this symbol, the rectangle inside the rectangle. Weak entity relationship. Normal relationship is represented by a diagonal, and weak relationship represented by a diagonal inside diagonal. Just same way multi-valued attribute. Multi-value attribute means, just a case in an example of mobile number. A person can have a single mobile number and can have a double mobile number, right? So it has a multi-valued attribute. Means there is only one column, but I can store two mobile numbers at a time using a comma or anything like that, right? Just case of address. Address is also multi-value. Multi-value means in our single column we are going to store so much things like address is a combination of pin code, or you can say state, or can in our country. So many things are associated with only this address, right? So multi-value means if one person has more than one value of that particular, it can be termed as multi-value attribute. Just in the case of age. Age is a multi-value or a single value? Age is a single value, not a multi-value attribute, because a person can have only one age, whether it can be 25, 24, anything, right? But only one value at a time. So age is a single value attribute. Whereas if we take a mobile number example, a person can have one, two, or three mobile numbers. So let's say I am going to store a student mobile numbers. I am not going to create three column for three mobile numbers, because everyone don't have three mobile numbers. But if you have three mobile numbers, what we are going to do? We are going to store the three mobile numbers in a single column for that particular student. So this will be termed as multi-value attribute. Okay. Now key attribute. We are going to discuss about primary key. Primary key is basically a key which is going a value which is used to uniquely identify each row. Just we have taken the example of student, so their roll number will be unique for each and every student, right? We have seen this in our previous example. So roll number will be termed as key attribute, and this is going to denoted by circle, a line inside a circle. So let's say if I take an example of a student, so student have so many attributes like age, it can have class, in which class they read, and roll number, name. So there will be so many attribute for a student. But what is key attribute? The unique value which is going to uniquely identify this student, that attribute is termed as key attribute. Now composite attribute. What is composite attribute? Just we have taken an example of address. Address is a composite attribute. Why? Because if I would ask you to please give me your full address, what you will do? You just not only the locality of your, but also country, state, pin code, mobile number, and your mobile number will be also there. So these all will be given by you when I will ask you the address of your, right? So it is termed as composite attribute, a single attribute but associated with so many attributes. So this is what a composite attribute means. So there is a difference between multi-value attribute and composite attribute. Composite attribute is a combination of multiple attributes, okay? But multi-value attribute, if a person has more than one value for that, that will be termed as multi-value attribute. Just case an example of mobile number is a multi-value, but age is a single value attribute because we can have only one age at a time, right? All right, so these are the basic symbols of ER diagram. Using these basic symbols we are going to create or see are the relationship between tables, entities, what the attributes should be there. So only using these symbols. Okay, entity, we already have discussed this one, but an entity can be any object, place, person, or class. So, entities can be anything. Any object present can be an entity. Like let's say I am going to create a database for my house. So, again, house will be the basic entity or the main entity there, right? My house. And let's say my house has different rooms, so these different rooms will be a one more entity, sub entity. And let's say room has different door, so door will be again one more entity, right? So whenever we are going to create any database, there can be so many entities associated with that. In ER diagram, an entity is represented by using rectangles. We already have learned this one, right? Using our rectangle symbol, we are going to denote this entity. Organization. Employee, manager, department, product, and many more can be taken as an organization from an organization. Like suppose I am going I this is my organization, and inside this organization there will be some employees, right? There will be some departments like computer department, hardware department, or there may be much more. And what the product we are going to sell, so there will be a different entity for product and many more, right? So these all will be termed as entity: employee, manager, department, product. And now let's see the relationship between employee and department. So employee works in a particular department, right? One employee can work in different department. Let's say I want to work in an organization of IT, so I can work in both support department as well as in developer department, right? So I am a single employee, but I can work in different departments at a time. Or if I choose any one of them, then one employee, one department. So it can be 1 to 1 or 1 to n as well. Relationship. So what is the relationship between employee and department? Employee works in a particular department, so this is a relationship. So you see we have two entities, employee and department. So we have represented this by a rectangle, and this diagonal symbol has used to make the relationship between this employee and department, right? Okay, now what is weak entity? We have just seen the symbol. Weak entity is denoted by rectangle inside rectangle, right? What is weak entity? Weak entity is an entity that depends on another entity. Weak entity doesn't have key attribute of their own. So a entity which is dependent on another entities is basically termed as weak entity. Let's take an example. So double rectangle represents weak entity. We already have discussed this one. Okay, now this example, employee and installment. Let's say I am an employee and my organization provide loan facility. Okay, so if I take any loan, only then I am going to provide some installment, right? If I don't take this loan, then there will be no relationship between this employee and this installment directly. If an employee takes any loan, only then this employee will have a relationship between this installment. Let's say I take a loan or a loan amount of $1,500, and now I want to I need to pay this via installment. So I try to pay my pay this $1,500, let's say $500. Then once I deposited $1,000, so this way I am going to pay my installment, right? So if I take this loan, only then I am going to provide this installment. So this employee has a relationship of installment only and only when this employee is has taken any loan. Otherwise this installment has no relationship with this employee, right? So this is what a weak entity is. This is totalment is totally depend on one entity. What is that? That entity is a loan. If this loan is exist with, if this loan amount exists for this employee, only then this employee is going to have a relationship with this installment. Otherwise no installment, no relationship with this employee and installment. So this is what a weak entity. Weak entity means any entity depends on any other entity. Like if I take any loan amount, then this installment is going to be connect with me as an employee I am. Otherwise if I don't take any loan, then there will be no connection with my installment. So there here installment will be termed as a weak entity, and we have represented this in a ER diagram by a double rectangular inside a rectangular shape. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, let's go ahead then. Okay, now what is attribute? We have discussed this so many times. An attribute describes a property or characteristic of an entity, right? Just we have taken example of a student. So a student can have so many attributes like name, age, address, etc. Can be can attributes of a student, right? An attribute is represented using eclipse symbol. This eclipse symbol, using this eclipse angle we are going to represent this attribute. Let's say I have created an entity called a student, and this student can have so many attributes like it can have age, it can have name. So we are going to represent this via this eclipse symbol. Address, just say case in example of a student, it can have name, address, age and ID. And why this ID is? Because this ID is going to identify each and every record of student. Let's say I have created a student table, and in my student table I'll just take name, address and age. So there will be a chance that let's say a name XYZ and address is TP anything, and age is 20. So there is a very high chance that there will be some different person with the same name, same address and maybe same as well. So we cannot clearly identify that this xyz is different than this xyz. In this case, when we don't have any column which uniquely identify our persons or students, in that case we are going to use a id column. For each and every student, I am going to create a new. So for this I have created this one, for this I have created this two, and this one is not going to be used by any other student. This is unique to this xyz. Okay, so that's why we have a id attribute as well, and we are going to create an id attribute in each and every table, so that it will be more easy for us to identify each and every record uniquely. Okay, we are going to see a practical example for that. What is now key attribute? So we have just seen that any entity has different attributes, right? So what is key attribute? Key attribute represents a main characteristic of an entity. Main means the unique value which this entity has. It is used to represent primary key. What is key, primary key, foreign key? We are going to discuss that. Eclipse with underlying line represent key attributes. So just take an example of student like name, address, age and id. Which attribute is going to uniquely identify this student? By using which attribute? Hello. So which attribute is going to be used to uniquely identify this student? Yes, id. So this id is a key attribute for this entity. Okay, and how do we represent this key attribute? By a underline inside this attribute. Just underline here, line 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 here, then this will be a key attribute. And there will be only one key attribute in an entity. Okay, now what is composite attribute? So we have just seen that id is enough to identify each and every record, right? An attribute can also have their own attributes. An attribute can have their own attributes, like just take an example of address. So an address have different attributes, like what area you live in, what country do you live in, what is your code, area code, what is your city name. So see how this address has so many multiple attributes, in attribute inside of attribute, right? So composite attribute, an attribute can also have their own attributes. Just take an example of this address. So this address can have city, state and pin, right? So this is a single attribute or a simple attribute, but this attribute has again so many attributes, right? So this address will be termed as a composite attribute. Now what is relationship? We have just seen the symbol diagonal is going to be used to represent the relationship. A relationship describes relations between entities, right? Student teaches teaches students. Relationship is represented using diamonds, this diagonal symbol. There are three types of relationship that exist between entities, right? Binary relationship, recursive relationship, ternary relationship. We are going to only discuss for now binary relationships. And what is binary relationship? we are going to see next. So relationship basically are relations between two entities. So okay, 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 okay. Now what is binary relationship? Binary relationship means relationship between two entities, only two entities. Binary relationship between two entities. So here we have two entities. What the relationship between these two entities is termed as binary relationship. And binary relationship can be one to one, one to many, many to one, and many to many as well. Okay, now let's see one by one. One to one. This type of relationship is rarely seen in real world. Why? Let's take an example of this one. Student enroll course. Let's say I want to learn. So I can learn so many courses, right? I can learn C++, I can learn SQL, I can learn even HTML, CSS, or many more courses, right? I can enroll for any one of them or all of them. It's totally depends on me. So that's why student enroll for only one course. This is going to be rarely seen, right? So why this is why we say that this type of relationship is rarely seen in real world. But if this exists, I need to make a table according to this. Okay. So so this figure describes that one student can enroll only for one course, and a course will also have only one student. So let's say in C++ we have 2, 3, 4, 5. There can be many students, right? It is rarely seen that one teacher only teaches one student. One teacher teaches only one student. So this is also an example of one to one only. One teacher teaches only one student, and one student is also taught by only one teacher. Is this a real example? No, because that's why we say that this type of relationship is rarely seen in real world. One student can enroll for one only course, and one course is enrolled by only one student. Now one to many. It reflects business rule that one entity is associated with many number of same entity. Let's take an example of this. The example for this relationship might sound a little weird, but this means that one student can enroll to many courses, but one course will have only one student. This is a student, and this is student, and this is a course. So in this one to many relationship, we have one student can only enroll for sorry so in one student can enroll to many courses. Let's say I am a student and I have enrolled for C++, Java, SQL. I have enrolled for so many courses, but one course is only enrolled by me, meaning that if I taken this course, then no other student can take this course. No other student. So this course is specially designed for me. So this is what one to many. There will be one student who can take multiple courses, but one course can only be taken by a single student. One to many relationship. So this kind of relationship does exist. That let's say take an example of my institutes. So in my institute I designed a special course for specific to every each and every student. Let's say you are James, so I will create a special course for you only. And let's say for Mary I will create one other course specially designed for her and specially designed for you. So this kind of relationship is termed as one to many. One student can enroll many courses, but one course is only designed for this particular student. So this kind of relationship still exists, but it's again rare. Now many to one. It reflects business rule that many entities can associate with just one entity. Okay. So for example, a student enrolls for only one course, but a course, let's say I run a YouTube channel, and in my YouTube channel there will be multiple courses, right? So a student can only take one course at a time, but a course can be seen by many students. So this is student and this is course. So one student can enroll for only one course, but a course will have so many students, right? So this is what many to one. So we have different students but only one course, and one course will have n number of students, but n number of students can only take one course at a time. So this is what many to one. Many to many, this is used very usually. Many students can enroll for more than one course, and one course can be enrolled by many students. So it has n to n. N number of students can take n number of courses, and n number of courses is also taken by n number of students. Just take an example of YouTube, right? So in YouTube I can create different courses and different students are there. So one student can take different courses, as well as this course can be taken by different student as well. So many to many, many courses, many students, many student, many courses, many to many relation. So yeah, this is what we have learned. We have learned about ER diagram, the basic symbols of ER diagram. This is our what? Entity. Just a revision, short revision. Okay. This is our a weak entity, right? Weak entity means what? An entity which is dependent on any other entity. If I take any loan amount only, then this will be our entity, and if I take loan, then only this installment is going to be paid by me as an employee, right? So this installment is totally depend on this loan amount. If I take this loan amount, then only this installment relationship will be with me, otherwise there will be no relationship with this installment, right? And yes, and we have learned about attribute using Eclipse. So an entity can have so many properties, or you can say attributes, and we have learned about key attribute. Key attribute is basically the attribute which is going to uniquely identify our student data uniquely. So this will be termed as key attribute, right? And what more we have learned about symbols, ER diagram symbols? We have learned about composite attribute, right? What is composite attribute? Yes. So an attribute which can have its own attributes, like address. If I take about address, so this address can have their own attributes, like city, country, or like that, right? And we also have learned about multi-valued attribute. Multi-value attribute means that only one attribute can store multiple values. This one is totally different with this one. This one has their own attribute, whereas this multi-valued means two different attributes but resides in the same attribute. Like mobile, we can but living. Hello. Gonna 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 gonna